So here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven, how do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Show. Woo-wee. We're raising the bar again tonight because I don't just have one guest, I have two, and they are both phenomenal. And I cannot wait to share them with you here in just a moment. The Mind, Body, Business Show. This is a show that was put together by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs and business people. And that is 100% for you to be able to watch, listen, and take notes of these phenomenal guests who come on this show week in and week out and simply model, which means copy, model, do what they do. How did they achieve the level of success they are at? And I found in way too long of trying on my own to do it, that the simple, easy approach is to simply find somebody who is willing to mentor you, and also to find those that you can just read about or you can learn from and take notes and just simply model them. They figured it out. There's no reason for you to go through all the trials and tribulations. And, you know, a little secret, they probably got some help themselves along the way. And that's almost entirely true across the board. And so why should we be any different and try to reinvent the wheel? The Mind, Body, Business Show. What is that? The Mind, Body, Business Show is a show I put together because I began following and studying only successful people over a little more than a decade, the last decade or so. And what I found in studying these people, these are people that I've known personally. These are people that have authored books, that some I've met in person. These are from people who maybe have written a book that are no longer with us at all, but I've learned from them. And I started noticing these patterns, the similar patterns bubbling up to the top. And three of them kept appearing over and over and over. And you might be able to guess what those three are. They're on either side of me right now here on the video. It's mind, body, and business. Mind being mindset is what that stands for. And to a person, each and every very successful person I studied, they had a powerful and, more importantly, flexible mindset. And then there's body. Body is literally about taking care of your physical body and also about what you do as far as ingesting nutrition. That's your physical body as well. It's inside and out. And so successful people always exercised on a regular basis. Didn't mean every single day. And they weren't, you know, bodybuilders, male bodybuilders or female beauty queens or anything like that. They just did it on a regular basis to stay healthy and to stay fit. And then business. Business is multifaceted. And in order to create and then maintain and then grow a very successful business, one must be a master in various areas, in skill sets, I like to call them. Skill sets like marketing, team building, systematizing, leadership. I could go on and on. The list is long. The good news is for each and every one of you, that you personally do not need to master every single skill set that is necessary to create a thriving, successful business. Literally, you only need just one. And I spoke it just a moment ago. One skill set can help you to then boost your business all the way to the top. And I know my guests will know this answer. They're going to come on and tell me, Brian, we knew that answer. And that is the skill set of leadership. Leadership. Once you have mastered that skill set, then you can then so easily then give those tasks that require those mastery of skill sets off to those who have those already, who have mastered those skill sets. Because let's be honest, I don't think any one human on this planet can master every single skill set in their lifetime that's necessary to create and build a thriving business. So a lot of people tend not to concentrate much on leadership, especially when they're first starting out and they're doing it all themselves. Well, you'll probably hear that from our guest tonight as well, but it's a good idea to have it in mind from the get-go. Start learning leadership skills immediately. Don't wait if you're in that stage. Speaking of leadership and phenomenal people and very successful people, what I learned also is that to a person, they are all phenomenal and voracious readers of books that impact them in ways of business and personal development. And with that, I like to segue into a little segment I affectionately call Bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by reachyourpeaklibrary.com.
There you see it, reachyourpeaklibrary.com. Now, one thing I just want to point out here is get out a piece of paper and a pen, if you would, and instead of clicking away and typing in these incredible resources that you're going to hear more of when Jason and Naomi come on, is write it down and keep your gaze and your attention on them, because I would hate for you to take your attention away. And at that moment, Jason or Naomi gives that one golden nugget that could have changed your life forever, but you didn't catch it because your attention was taken elsewhere. Maybe you were looking at another resource. Write them down now, visit them later. Sound good? Sounds good. The magic happens in the room. I teach this from stage all the time, back when we were able to teach from stage. All right, Reach Your Peak Library, that is a website I had developed, and I mean this sincerely, with you in mind. I did this because I was not a voracious reader until the age of 47 or so. I'm 56 now. And then once I learned the value of reading not just any book, but the right books and how they had an impact on my life, I said, my God, I got to share this. And so what I did was I put together only those books I've read that had impact on me in a positive way, so that you could at least know that when you go to this site that it's vetted, all these books are vetted by at least one other successful individual. And that way, the odds of it having some kind of impact on you are greater than if you were just to throw a dart at a dartboard and it had book titles on it and you just randomly pick one. So that is there for you. I just wanted to give that gift to you. Click on any of those buttons. That goes to Amazon. This is not what I would call a money-making website. That wasn't the reason for this. It is there for you. So go ahead, write that down and check it out later. And in the interim, guess what time it is? It's time to bring on our amazing guests, Jason Staniforth and Naomi Hyett. Here they come. Get ready.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. There they are. I used to say the one, the only, but the two, the only. Jay Staniforth and Naomi Hyett, all the way from jolly old England, UK. Is it England or just UK?
It's either. England works, UK works. Let's include everyone. It's the UK.
United Kingdom.
Yes, fantastic. How are you both doing tonight? Oh, wait, sorry. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, so it's 1 o'clock. Well, it's 20 to 2 a.m. for us right now. And you know what? I feel really fresh. I actually feel really good right now. I'm just like, ping.
Love it. See, that's a common trait of successful people right there is, you're in a position where this is good for you and your business, your brand, for both of you. And that's when you bring your A game, because when this is over, both of you are probably going to crash really, really hard. And it will be well deserved.
I can't wait.
And right now, you're bringing it. You're bringing it. And when we first came on, I would not have known it was that hour of the morning based on looking at both of you instead of, oh God, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. Oh, that's crazy. What are we doing? Why did we decide to get on this show? What are we thinking? But you guys weren't like that at all. You were like ready to rock and roll. And I appreciate you both for showing that kind of dedication, because you're showing by example what it takes to become successful and continue. You already are successful, and now you're growing your business even farther, as every entrepreneur does. Before we jump into the big fun, we got some more fun, but I want to call out a couple of sponsors. One is, you see them right over Naomi's head, actually, if you're watching on video. It is thebiginsidersecrets.com. There she is holding up the logo. Thank you. That was a good job. Thebiginsidersecrets.com. They have given us the ability to give away a 5-night vacation stay at a 5-star resort of your choice. And you'll have choices to choose from in that. And we give this away every single show. And so all you need to do is stay on to the end live. You have to be on the live show to stay on to the end. And I will show you exactly how to enter to win that. And guess what? There's going to be more. A little birdie told me that Jay and Naomi have something for you as well. So stick on to the end. And that doesn't mean run away and then think, oh, it's going to be about the end now, I'm going to come back. Stay with us because Jay and Naomi are going to give you so many golden nuggets. It's going to boggle your mind. It happens every single time. That's how I know. This is phenomenal. Let's see. That's the one. And then next up on the housekeeping list, here we go. Hey, if you're struggling with putting a live show together and it's overwhelming and you want a lot of the processes done for you while still enabling you to put on a high quality show, very important to be high quality, and connect with great people like Jay and Naomi and grow your business all at the same time, then head on over to carpetbombmarketing.com. Carpet Bomb Marketing. Saturate the marketplace with your message. And one of the key components that is contained in the Carpet Bomb Marketing courses, one that you'll learn how to absolutely master, is the very service we use to stream our live shows right here on the Mind Body Business Show. And over the past 9+ years now, we have tried many of these quote unquote TV studio solutions for live streaming. And I'll tell you, StreamYard is the best of the best. It combines supreme ease of use along with unmatched functionality. So you can start streaming high quality, professional looking live shows for free. Yes, I said for free with StreamYard. And write this down. Don't go running off and looking at it right now. Just write it down. This website, ryp.im/stream live. All one word, stream live. ryp.im/stream live. Now that I'm out of wind, it's time to bring on our wonderful guest, co-guest. I don't even know what to call that. I know there's a co-host thing, but co-guest, is that even a word? I don't think so. But you got the one that does all the real work. That's Naomi. And then you have Jay. He's just, he's there for the looks, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, we're going to have fun. Sorry, Jay. I know he's like, God, this guy just. All right, let me bring you guys on formally so people get a good understanding of where you're coming from. And then we're going to go deeper about what you do, your business, and how you achieve the level of success you have. Jay Staniforth and Naomi Hyett are two multi-business entrepreneurs from the UK who are partners in business and partners in life. With a combined experience of over 15 years in marketing and over 1.5 million pounds, and for those of us that don't understand what that means, that's around 2 million in the US, in client sales attributed to their strategies in the last 18 months alone. Did everybody hear that? 2 million in 18 months. How many here would like to know how to do that? Well, you have to look no further because just stick with us for the rest of this show and you'll learn many of the key elements behind it. And then we'll open the opportunity for you to work with both Jay and Naomi. And if you're a fit, and they'll help you determine if you're a fit. So don't sweat that. They are co-founders of Expert Unleashed, a personal branding and strategic marketing business, which helps coaches and course creators to sell their services online by leveraging their unique brand. And I love this. This is right down the sweet spot alley of mine. I'm a course creator. I'm an entrepreneur. And I love what you guys are doing. Is that okay if I say guys and there's two of you and one of you is a gal?
Yeah. That's what I say.
I love what you both are doing in helping those, especially because we'll talk about this later, where those people are when you meet them in their walk with their business. I think what you do is unique and it's phenomenal. And I appreciate the fact that you guys are here and helping to share the fact that this kind of service actually exists out there for so many who need it. Oh my goodness, it's phenomenal. So I want to ask the both of you, and you can decide who goes first. I'm not sure. It could be different for each of you. But what I love is, to find out first the accolades. Like you guys have been very successful. You have made a lot of sales in a very short period of time, as we just stated. And that's great and phenomenal, and you help a lot of people. What I want to find out is what is going on those beautiful brains of yours, both of them. Because in my estimation or my opinion, The mind is where everything begins. Your level of success or lack thereof, in my opinion, is all based on where is your mind? What is going on in that brain? And I'm always deeply curious about that. So for people like you, two highly successful individuals, when you get up every morning, and when you stay up into the wee hours of the morning, like right now, every day is just perfect and nothing ever goes wrong, right? As an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's what it's like.
And so that's why there are so few entrepreneurs percentage-wise versus employees, because it's not for the faint of heart. It's a tough road for some, but for those that have the mindset set straight, it's really not as tough. And I wanted to find out what makes you two tick. What motivates you both when you get up in the morning? So you're starting your day, that part of the morning, and you know that all of this is in front of you. What is it that makes you motivated and driven to keep going out and serving more people and making a difference in the world? So whoever wants to go first.
We'll arm wrestle just to host.
Yeah.
So we both do similar things, but they are slightly different. One thing we do together, which is actually only once a week, is something called the 5 a.m. Club, which was created by a guy called D. Ludlow. We've recently started doing that, and the idea is just a group of entrepreneurs, different ages, different experiences, from all over the world, come together at 5 a.m. UK time, and there's a speaker each week, and they just share great content, value, and help people to understand their field of work at greater depth. And it's just so motivational, and how collaborative that is. And that's something we've started to do, which is really working for us. We've really enjoyed that. And then we also do something called Miracle Morning, which is based in the book by Hal Elrod. So I'll let Naomi tell you what that involves.
Yeah, so I mean, the Miracle Morning, and I'll be completely open and honest with this as well. Like, I don't always do it. Now, the simple reason being is that I've tried and tested a few different things in my morning routine. And believe me, when we first started the entrepreneurial business side of things, we fought about this. We were like, no, you need to get up at 5 a.m. I was like, no, I don't. And we went back and forth on that for quite a while. And but the Miracle Morning is, if you read the book, there is a book on this, and it's, it goes through all of the psychology behind it, the science, and all this, that, and the other, and it's really, really good. And about 2 years ago, one of our friends decided to create a Zoom call in the morning at 6 o'clock UK time in the morning till 6:30, and it consists of, like, you do a little stretch in the morning just to get your body moving, and then you'll go into meditation for about 5 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer, and then you'll go into writing your goals. You do affirmations, the ones that you read out loud, so it resonates with you more, and then you'll watch like a motivational video, and then you do a dance at the end. And it sounds crazy. It's 6:30 in the morning. You're there in your living room by yourself, like, and but it works, and it does get you really, really pumped up for the day. So it is really, really, it's just one of them things that just kind of gets your juices flowing a little bit. It's one of those, and the goal setting thing as well is huge for both of us. Yeah, and Jay does it differently to me still. So there's no right or wrong in terms of how you do this. But for me, myself, I've tried and tested a few different things. I'm a very simple person. I don't like all these long things you've got to do. And my goal setting was like that. It was, it was like reams of paper, and Jay, you would do it the same way. Yeah. And we were just like, this doesn't work for us. You've simplified yours a lot more. And I got mine off Amazon. It's called the 6-Minute Diary, and it's 6 minutes a day. I mean, how amazing is that?
That is amazing.
3 minutes in the morning to write down your main actions, what's your one outcome, what's your main tasks for the day, affirmations, gratitude. And then in the evenings, you talk about your successes, what's made today great. It gives you challenges and all sorts. It just really gets you in the mindset of having a great day. I think that's the key thing, doing those goals in the morning, because it's, as soon as you do that, your day just goes, and it seems to happen the way you want it to, weirdly enough.
and you don't have to get up at 5 a.m. for that one, do you?
I don't get up at 5 a.m. no.
I'm a fan of that one. I would have been fighting with Jay too, just like 5 a.m. My gosh, I don't have one eye open, let alone two by then. And so since you guys are doing that, you guys can't crash after this show's over. You have to stay up because your 5 a.m.'s coming up.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna lie in
We'll see what
tomorrow.
happens. We'll see what happens.
You can't let your followers down. Come on, man. So, but here's the point, and I love the fact that you guys brought this up. And this I've done. Your number 141, I believe, episode. I do one a week on average, and episodes of interviews. And what I've found is the most successful. Everyone that comes on the show is successful. The most successful all seem to have a routine.
Hmm.
And every single routine I have thus witnessed is different. The key is not what you do, it's that you do it. And I love the fact that you guys actually went through a series of refinements so that tells everyone listening that, look, you most likely will not hit it out of the park on the first try. That's a baseball inference, sorry. Not cricket or anything. But you won't, it won't be the perfect routine right out of the chute. The whole key is just start. And one thing you can do to make it easy on yourself is to model these two. Pick which one of those, or three, I think there was 3 total in there, that resonates best with you. I like the 6-minute diary approach. I also like the part where Naomi danced. Would you do that again? Right on cue. I love it.
Jay takes the mick out of my dancing.
I just do press ups.
I don't know why, but when I dance, my shoulders go up when I start doing that.
Oh man, I bet it is so fun to work with you guys. So I don't literally dance, but I like to go out literally into my backyard if it's warm enough, because I don't like to wear pants if I don't have to, and go out barefoot. And I'm not I got something on, okay?
Yeah.
I gotta save that one there. I got some shorts on, even if the neighbors are peering over, okay, I'm good. But I like to get out in the grass and actually do jumping jacks, to get the heart pumping and to get sunshine at the same time. If it's a sunny day and it's warm enough, I'll definitely do that. If it's not that, I'll figure out something to do indoors. I have a X3 bar. I do workouts in here. I did one before the show, and that gets you going. And I think that's important, Naomi, that you brought that in there, that you're doing that. Part of what you guys do has a dance implement, or what you call them, press ups?
Yeah, press ups. So just like that.
Oh, so push up. We call them push ups. I'm like, what is a press up?
I love this language barrier between Americans and British people. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, and the spelling, initialized the Z or something, or is that Australian?
Yeah.
It's like, what is up with that?
To be fair, Jay says Z.
I say Z. Yeah.
It's like, oh, A to Z. I'm like, who are you?
You guys are so fun. But that's the other key. Look at how they interact with each other. It's fun. It's playful. How they're interacting with me is fun and playful. You want to write that down. Fun and playful. Put that in your everyday life, into your work life. Do as much it takes to get the job done for your clients, for sure. Go above and beyond. But you can have fun doing it, can't you? Why not? If you're not having fun doing it, then let's just not do it. I mean, if you're not having fun, if you're not enjoying the ride, the journey of your business, and I'm talking to the general audience as I say this, then maybe you're going down the wrong path. A lot of people I know will pick up anything where they say, I can make a lot of money with this, Brian. You should join it. Like, so you want to do this just for the sake of making money for yourself, and that's it. Is that what I'm hearing? And I don't say it that bluntly, but the answer would be yes. And well, I want no part of that. That's just me. I'm not judging here. It's okay to make money for making money's sake, if that's what you're very passionate about and that's what you love doing. That's just not mine. So be sure that what you embark on is something you truly are, and you hear this a lot, but I think it's true that you need to have some passion, some deep passion about what you do, and get a wonderful partnership going on like Jay and Naomi have done. They met as entrepreneurs, if I got that right from before we started this show. They met and they took that relationship and now they're doing business together. And it's phenomenal. I love it. So if you don't have a life partner to go with, also being your business partner, at least have a business partner for accountability's sake. If nothing else, you can hold each other accountable. That's very, very powerful as well. So you two, would you consider you both? I see a book hanging up on a shelf above Naomi's shoulder. Would you consider yourselves to be avid readers as well? And if so, what would be like a book that stands out to you that you haven't mentioned yet, that just stands out to you that really had an impact for you?
You want to go?
I'll allow you to go first this time.
Oh, thanks. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm currently reading one at the moment that is, I love it, but it doesn't top my favorite. So the book I'm reading at the moment is Never Split the Difference by Christopher Voss. And he is a former FBI agent and he was a negotiator. And the research that went into this negotiating method technique is insane. It's been like decades of years. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And the stuff is so simple. And I've been trying it out on Jay, and he doesn't even notice I'm doing it. And I'm like, did you notice that? And he was like, what? And I said, I just use a negotiating tactic on you. And he was like, oh, I didn't even notice. And I was like, that's because I'm so good at it. But no, it's the techniques that it teaches you, again, are so simple. And it's like sales is a skill that everybody needs to have, and you've got to develop that and get over any fears you have around it. Because I did have fears about sales. I was scared. I was like, I can't sell. And then I made my sales, and I was like, oh, I can sell. So yeah, that book for me has been, well, it's super interesting, and I love it. But the book for me that stands out the most, and I'm reading it again or listening to it again, is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And that is, oh my goodness, if you've not read this book or heard of this guy, please, if there's one thing you do after this show, is just go and have a look at that, because he's a Navy SEAL, right?
Yeah.
I always get that mixed up. Yeah, so he's a former Navy SEAL, and the training he's gone through, the Hell Week and all of that. I mean, the man ran on broken legs. His mindset is so strong. Yeah. And I'm getting goosebumps thinking I'm talking about it. I'm like getting all excited. I love it. But his story is just absolutely incredible, and the principles you can take from that book and apply it into your own life. We always go, what would David Goggins do? Yeah. What would David do? It is that good.
I could see the bracelets on people's arms now.
What would David do?
WWD.
but also, if you're going to read it, listen to it, because he is interviewed at the end of each chapter. So he gives insight afterwards as well, so it's definitely worth listening to.
That's on Audible?
Yes.
Oh, you're speaking my language. I love it. And when you said Navy SEAL, my ears perked up. Have you heard of another book called Living with a SEAL?
I've not, no.
I think I might have. Who's the author?
Jesse Itzler.
I've heard of that. I've never read it myself, but I'm sure I've heard of it.
You said similar things that. So it's a long story, but he basically hired a Navy SEAL to live with him, to just train him on basic discipline and thing. He got him up early, ran his butt off. He was bleeding everywhere just from getting up and running and doing everything he was told to do. And the SEAL said, you hired me to do this. You're going to do it. And he was a very large man. And it was a phenomenal book. And Jesse Itzler is the husband of, and a name escapes me, but she's the one who founded Spanx.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so it's power couple. And this guy is amazing. And then later he did Living with the Monks. And I read both of them. They're both phenomenal. So Jesse Itzler as well. That's on reachyourpeaklibrary.com for those of you that took those notes down already. Be sure to go check that out. And be sure to also check out everything Naomi just said. So David Goggins, how do you spell it?
Goggins, Goggins.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like I'm in a spelling bee.
Yeah. No kidding. And never split the difference sounds very familiar. So what did he recount some of those times where he's negotiating with like criminals that are held up in buildings and things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. That would be very powerful too, because that's what sales comes down to, is the power of, how good are you in negotiating? And how good are you at making it a win-win situation? And that's one thing that so many entrepreneurs leave on the table is like, how how do I, they just want to win for themselves. In the beginning, when you're first starting out, let me ask you guys if this was true of you, because it was of me. When I was first starting out, I had more of a scarcity mentality because I needed the money, so that the focus was more on money. Then as success kept getting bigger and bigger, I'm focusing more on my clients and getting them what they came for, and then over the top doing it for them. But in the beginning, I would go more for things that I wouldn't ever consider today, as far as like, I want to get a quick kill. I need a sale. I need to pay the bills this month. Did you guys happen to go through anything like that, separately or collectively?
Collectively, we went through that on a big level.
Yeah.
When we first started this business, we had a big situation with that, where we ended up, we were taking on agency clients effectively, and we didn't really want to take those clients on, but they had money, they were coming, we'd just bought a house, we'd just left our jobs to set this business up. So it was like, we need to get clients. And we actually took on £103,000 worth of contract revenue in our first 90 days of setting up. And I just remember sitting there one night with Naomi late at night, not this late, but late at night. We were doing work that was out of scope, wasn't paid for, to a deadline that was never set. And I just remember sitting there, we were moaning at each other and to each other. And we came to the conclusion, I don't know exactly how we got there, but we came to the conclusion of, what the hell are we doing? Like, we've created a job that we hate in a business that we own. Like, what is going on? So we actually ended up, within a couple of weeks, we finished that deadline, but within a couple of weeks, we sacked all of those clients and we went back down to £1,500, which is roughly $2,000, £1,500 a month. That was all the client we retained. And then we grew from there, but obviously focusing more on the right type of person.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have experienced that big time.
You bring up a good point or concept, and that is, as you're going through your business, and this is for everybody, that it's just as important to know who is the right person to work with as it is to know who is the wrong person. And we were talking about this right before the show, that you guys will not work with just anybody. Is that correct?
No, well, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We vet everybody.
I applaud you for that, because the sooner everyone realizes that is how you do business the right way, then the faster you will get past all the mistakes. Because a bad client can be what I was referring to earlier with you guys off the air, like a cancer to your business, because they can just pull you down with all their issues and their wants and needs. And if you didn't know this ahead of time before you brought them on as a client, you're going to learn really quick that that's going to be the question you ask your next potential client, or questions about how they feel about certain things. And you come up with this great laundry list of ways you can interview them, have them interview you, make it sure it's a mutual fit. If it's not a fit, you just explain why, or not, and just say, sorry, we're not a fit. I don't have time to, you just do it professionally and let it go and move on to the next, because, oh my gosh, the money isn't worth it. I don't care how much you're charging. It ain't worth it.
Exactly. And you know what? This is actually one of the things that we teach, because as you know, we're branding and marketing. We teach people with how to build their brand. And part of that is their dream client. And in that particular section is, who do you not want to work with? You don't know, if you have no list, nothing about who you don't want to work with, and you're not clear on that, then you don't know who you don't want to work with. And then you end up going, well, I just don't like them, or well, they just didn't say the right thing. And it's like, well, that's not real. They might not have said the right thing because they need your help with something. But if you know what values you don't want in a person, it's easy to pick out those people, and you instantly know how. Obviously, you get the questions to ask them certain things to lead you down the path to see what they say, so these are not the right fit for me. Otherwise, you're just asking questions for the sake of it.
And have you found that in those questions that you're eliciting an answer that falls in the realm of their mindset?
Yeah, there's a lot of, most of it does come down to that, and how they approach work and how they approach implementation and how they approach everything else, pretty much. because obviously we don't want to work with people that are not action takers.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Oh, preach it. I love it. And then don't forget that when you're done with the interview, to tell them to get up and give you a quick dance to make sure they meet your criteria, and make sure they do it the right way. I don't know how you did that, but that was really cool. Yeah. And it's so important, though. I use a very comprehensive way of filtering people that come on to help me with my business. They're apprentices, and they don't get paid a dime. I pay for a service to match me with apprentices, and they only work with me for a very short period of time. It's done by design. But before I bring them on, I'm still spending my time on top of that, teaching and training and mentoring. And so I take them through a series of, I forget how many, 10 videos, almost equaling an hour in total. They have to watch every one of them, click a button to say, yes, I watched it, move to the next. So it's like this accountability, their own little contract with themselves, if you will, as they're clicking yes. And at the very end, I learned this from a past guest expert. So here's another hint for everyone is if you don't have a podcast or a live show, I highly recommend you do it, because this is, I can't tell you the amazing things that happens as a result. But I have them submit a video to me explaining why they deserve to be the next Reach Your Peak apprentice. I learned that from one guest on my show. That was the one piece. When I added that, I'll tell you something. I have not had one dud since. And think about that. Could you do that with clients? Why do you feel you deserve to work with us? I mean, wow, who asked that? Right? That puts you guys in such a power stance if you're able to do something like that. I mean, you guys in general, all watching and listening. I mean, these guys know what to do. They're doing it right. They're crushing it. So model what they're doing. Do you guys have a course of your own by chance?
We actually do. We're about to launch it on Monday. We launch it on Monday, in fact. So yeah, we do have a course.
What I'd like to do is, if you wouldn't mind, is come back and comment on where and how people can find it, so we can all help promote.
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
Happy to, of course. Yeah, sure.
And for me, reach out to me personally, if you wouldn't mind. Like, email me and say, hey, here's the link that you asked for on the show, or whatever it is, whatever the steps are. Just let me know. I love to help people in any way. I don't care if you guys were Richard Branson. I would help, because everyone can use help in certain areas. It's just, so why not? What's it going to cost? It's going to cost a few keystrokes, and then hit it on Facebook and Instagram and wherever you want to put it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But the good thing is you're giving back, and I'm a believer in that, and I know you guys are too. You guys are phenomenal. So we go way back, like what, about an hour ago? We've been we're like this as Jay drinks his vodka, and so does Naomi. Man,
I promise you wouldn't tell anyone.
I got mine, but I'm just better at hiding what's in it. It says smart water, but is it? So you guys look pretty daggone fit physically. What would you say as the level of importance to you? How important is it to each of you, either separately or collectively, to stay fit physically, and even mentally? So who wants to go first on that?
Yeah, I'll jump in with that. So more so than ever now, with the lockdown that we've had, just you don't realize just how well, some people do, but it's hard to quantify just how valuable fitness and health is, because prior to lockdown, and the UK is still in lockdown, we're coming out of it over the next few months. Come on. We were going to the gym 5-6 times a week, just every morning. As soon as we did our miracle morning, finished at 6:30, we'd walk our dog and go to the gym. And throughout the day, I'd still have loads of energy, even though I'd been up early, I'd done a worked out really hard. I was still energetic. I was still going to bed at 11, but full on all day. Whereas now, I'm getting up and doing the early thing, doing my morning meditation, doing my miracle morning. And then I'm doing some press ups and some sit ups and some squats. And I'm taking my dog for a walk twice a day, but nowhere near the amount of working out or training that I was doing before. But I find myself getting tired. We sometimes at night, we like to sit down and just chill and turn off. And we'll put a series on, so we'll watch an episode of a series.
We love a good Netflix series.
We do love a good Netflix series. So, and it's good to have that downtime. But I find myself, I'm there sitting going, and then get the elbow, Jay, wake up. I'm like, no, I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake. And yeah, and I just found that I'm more tired now not working out properly than I was when I was working out properly. And I think generally your physical health is a good representation of your mental health. And I think both of them really complement or affect or infects, whichever way you want to look at it, each other. So I think if you've got a bad mindset with things, then likelihood is you're probably not exercising properly or at all. You're not getting the endorphins running. You're not building yourself up, putting your best self forward. And the same with your fitness. If you're not in a good shape, or you don't feel good about the shape that you're in, and you're not healthy, you don't have to be ripped up. But if you're not healthy, I think that can have a negative impact on your mindset, maybe even your relationship, your energy, the way that you present yourself day to day, the way that you show up. And I think that can really impact and affect that. So yeah, fitness, health, super important to both of us.
And I think also on that, there's a book that we've read before as well called The Compound Effect. And I'm sure most people will know that book. If you've not, again, another recommended read. Where in the book they talk about 3 guys and take the examples of exercise, and they don't do anything drastic, but one of them starts walking every single day and then increases it over time. But the other 2, one of them just stays the same, doesn't do anything else, and one of them actually starts getting into food more. So one of them is putting weight on, one of them staying the same, and the one that's doing the exercise every single day, he's decided that he wants to start listening to podcasts on his walks, so that he's now developing himself personally and mindset and whatever he wants to learn about. And not only is the weight dropping off, I think he only lost it wasn't that much over a period of 18 months, but just doing them small incremental things every single day, it affected his knowledge, it affected his relationship boomed, it affected his job, he got promoted, and all these different types of things. Whereas the other 2, one of them stayed the same, he just stayed the same, he didn't develop and grow. And that, to me, I mean, going backwards is even worse, but to me, not growing is just unthinkable. But the other guy who went backwards and put weight on, his relationship with his wife was suffering. She was considering leaving. He was really unhappy, depressed. He was obviously not healthy at all. His job was suffering. It was just, so exercise in that respect, you don't have to do loads. You just, you don't. And as a woman, there's so much pressure on how you look, and you've got to look a certain way and this, that, and the other. You really don't. You've just got to stay healthy. And that's the key thing here. You don't need to have a 6-pack. You don't need to. Everybody wants one. Whether you can get one or not is a different story. But it's just doing the things every day that keep you consistent and keep you healthy, and it's super important. And when that's taken away, it really affects you massively.
Yeah, and I have a 6-pack. It just happens to be covered by a kegger. It's all right. And that was some great stuff. I was writing notes. I'm a former certified personal trainer, and everything you said is spot on. I would always say that the mind and body are a team. And more importantly, the mind and body are your team. And if you have any team where a member of the team is not operating at a peak level of performance, then the team as a whole suffers, doesn't it? Much like a tripod. That's why I use the mind body business. There's 3. You take one leg away, what happens to that tripod? If you kick it away, the whole thing comes tumbling down. You need to be as good as you can be. You don't need to be perfect. And that's what I want to be cautious of telling everybody is you don't have to be perfect in any one of these. Just be cognitive and know what you're doing and always strive for the best. Just be the best you. You won't be perfect. Guarantee it. What was it? Oh, so the other thing about how women look, I really want women especially to hear this, and men too, is one of the key elements I found in doing certified personal training was that if you concentrate more on how you feel than how you look, you will end up looking magnificent.
And
happens every time.
That is so true. We've been on a diet and stuff recently, haven't we? I say diet, we've changed up what we eat. The way when we say the word diet, we don't mean Atkins and, not eating. It's physical diet. And we've been testing and trialing a lot of different things. And where we're at right now, we're getting there. We had a lot of junk food before, and we noticed the difference when we stopped. And for me and for you, I think when we woke up in the morning after a takeaway, we felt like we were hungover. Yeah. And then you feel really all day, and then it'd carry on in the week and you still feel sluggish. And now it's, we're having really healthy foods. The occasional naughty food is okay, as long as you're not doing it all the time. But and it's massively helped, isn't it?
Yeah. And the vodka on live shows. That's good.
The vodka in the morning at 2 a.m.
This is
you can't beat it.
Breakfast of champions.
But honestly, it is so true. And like you said, I think it's more for a woman than feeling good, for obvious reasons, and also for themselves. There's it is massively important, and it's hard to do because I eat a lot of bad stuff. I love cheese. Found out I'm intolerant to cheese, so I can't have cow, goat, or sheep milk.
Wow.
Win. So that's cheese out the window for the rest of my life. So but yeah, do you know what? It's helped. I don't even miss it. And
that happens. Exactly. So after you clean up your diet, what you're eating, what you're drinking, you'll notice that you don't miss it. And you won't be looking in those places where you used to keep those snacks at all anymore. I know we have a spot with all our, chips and stuff and anything sweet. And I wasn't even interested. I didn't even know. It was like, it wasn't even in my head that it was there anymore. And when you get that habit of healthy eating, it kind of like compounds itself and naturally. It's not like it hurts. It's not hard to do in the beginning. It's an adjustment. I won't lie to anybody out there. Like in the beginning, I'm sure, Naomi, that you were craving cheese and daggone it, I want that next slice. And then after you've done the healthy eating approach for a while and you didn't have cheese in your life, you're like, I don't need it. Yeah.
Yeah. It happened quite quickly for me, to be honest. I realized I hadn't had it for about a week and I was like, oh, I don't miss it.
Yeah, and that's always a great sign that, it's probably not something that you were meant to ingest anyway. So that's good.
Yeah.
So cool. I want to find out more about your guys' business and how you operate, who your ideal clients are. Where are they in their business? Oh, here we have Andy LaRusso. How you doing, Andy? Mind and body work as one. That is the essence of yoga and a great way to start one. Oh, yeah. Yoga. Oh, my gosh. I have never sweat so much doing so little in my entire life. I mean, you're just striking poses is what it looked like to me. And then I look down and I see this puddle of sweat water. I'm like, where'd that come from? I'm like, oh, it's awesome. I love it. But yeah, Andy, I'm going to blame this on you. I got sidetracked. What was I saying just a second ago, Jay and Naomi?
Find out about the business, dream client.
Yeah, the most important part. So who are the people that you cater to? Where are they in their business? Is it one person? Is it a whole company? You kind of touched on it a little earlier, but let's drill down a little bit deeper. And who's a good fit for you guys, and who do you help the most?
So we obviously can help a range of people, but we do like to work with what we call our dream clients. So this is a person that we specifically target. So these are coaches and course creators, effectively people that have a level of skill or an expertise in a specific area, and they want to use that skill or that knowledge that they've got to help other people, either through coaching, training, or providing a course material that helps other people to progress. So a lot of what we do is helping people in personal development, where they are the face of the business and they want to become a figurehead or an authority in that niche.
So these are kind of people that are starting out, would you say?
Usually early business. So either just starting or within probably their first 3 to 5 years of business.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are tough times, always. And many things. Oh my gosh, so many things bubble up on that. Is how do you get leads? How do you build the confidence so you can make sales on those leads? Because if you don't have any clients in your hip pocket that you've already served, your confidence isn't there yet. And it's like, my God, getting started is the hardest part of the whole journey. And then when you get started and you start getting clients, well, then it starts growing much more rapid. And is that what you guys are finding as well?
Yeah, I mean, we actually, over the past couple of years since we've been doing it ourselves, we went through this period ourselves. We're like, how do we get leads? How do we do this, that, and the other? And we're good at marketing. We know what we're doing. Obviously, you know, our achievements speak for themselves. But we were like, something's missing. Something's just not working for us. What's happening? And then we discovered the dream client. And it was like, bam, that was it. That was the missing piece for us. So then over the past couple of years, we've obviously honed all this in, and we've figured out the steps it takes to go from A to Z pretty much in terms of starting and growing your business. And we also go to the point of scaling as well. But you've got to take it in steps. People, and you have a good example of this, and I'm going to not do it justice, but I always get it wrong. So, you know, people, is it they start at point B and they want to be at Z, but they need to go back to A. Do you remember that? Remember that analogy that you did?
Oh my God.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Do you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we say that most people will start one step ahead. They start at where most people or most businesses should be within the first year, but they start there. They miss the foundational stuff out. So they miss building out that brand, the brand foundations, really understanding their message, their dream client, the signature offering that they've got, those core, the fundamental parts of your brand, which effectively should be used to at least influence 95% of the rest of your business, even to the way that you hire and recruit. Because if you're hiring and you've not identified what your company values are, how do you know what to look for in a person? And if that stuff doesn't align, you're just setting yourself up to fail.
Yeah. And that's what we've been refining. And obviously, you know, the course reflects that. Those steps takes you down that path. And it happens every call without fail. And this is no joke. Every single call, I'm not making sales. I want to get leads, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. What have you been doing to do that? Go through the process. Okay, great. So who's your dream client?
Men aged 30 to 90 that live in America.
I want to target. Okay, cool. So is it just men and women, or is it, you know, oh yeah, it's men and women, you know, like you've just said, and it's obvious, you know, to us. We're just like, that's your problem. You don't know who you're talking to.
That's the difference, isn't it? There's a difference between your target audience
and your dream client.
Yep. Target audience is 35 to 45-year-old men that live in
advertising
America.
audience.
Yeah. What you can find on Facebook.
Yeah. And your dream client is
this person here.
Everything about Jay. That's my dream client, for example.
And one thing people get stuck on when they're going through that process, that exercise of, you know, the 35 to 45, like, well, but I don't want to turn away a 46-year-old. It's like, no, that's not the point. You're targeting your messaging, your writing, your advertising, you're crafting your messages toward 35 to 45. If someone 48 comes along, you're not going to turn them away. That's not what this is about. You will get others. It's just about how you target your messaging. And once that went through my thick skull, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah. And I love that you guys provide this service. Where were you when I was starting out? That's what I want to know, because the things you are solving are those, like I was saying in the beginning, is the hardest to overcome. They take the most time. And when you have someone that's got a proven system, a proven process, an approach to get you past these hurdles, then you can shine, you know, get quicker to the sale, to get you to the growth pattern, to serve more people, which is why you were put here, is to serve more people. And so that Jay and Naomi, I hope they earn wheelbarrows and bucket loads full of cash and never ending. Why would I want that for them? Because I know that what they'll do with that is serve more people. They'll scale their business and help more people. Every person I have interviewed on this show is the same way, that they want to serve and help people. And is it important for them to make money? Yes. I'm not going to hide behind that. Of course it's important. One of the reasons it's important, it's not so Jay can have his new Lamborghini that he probably has sitting in his garage right now, and Naomi, her Rolls Royce that's right next to that. But it's for them to also have the ability to reach and serve more people.
Yeah.
And whatever you enjoy in your life, you know what? Treat yourself. It's okay. You earned it.
Yeah.
But also, if your heart's in the right spot and you're a servant and you're there to help people, you're going to have way more success than you would ever have if you're just in it for the money, in my humble opinion.
Definitely. You focus on contribution and giving value first. We found that the money just follows.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was, as I told you before the show, stalking you too. I was actually just researching. I will tell you something. These two have a phenomenal YouTube channel and they give everything away. You don't have to pay a dime for anything they do, but you should. So you will get I just their intro video. If you go to their YouTube channel, and is it called Expert Unleashed? Do they just search for that?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So Expert Unleashed, 2 words. Go to YouTube, find them, subscribe to their channel, and watch that intro. You know, the main video that shows up on their channel at the top. Just watch that, and you'll get what makes these two tick. They gave so much value. I was telling them before the show that I could literally take what you just said and put it in action and make it happen. And you didn't ask for money. And that's how these two are built. They're built to give you value, to help you along the way. I'll guarantee you they know how to go much deeper than what is on the YouTube videos that will get you to the end game much faster. So be ready and prepared to invest in their services, and you will not regret a single penny or pound of that. And Zed, what the heck is Zed? That just reminded me of something. You said Zed somewhere. Ada Zed. Zed? I know it's Z for all of us English blokes over here. A to Z. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you guys also cater to those people that don't know how to say Z, like those of us on the English side, on the United States and Canada?
No, we won't deal with it. No, but yeah, we do. We've got clients in Dubai, throughout Europe, Germany, Sweden, a few places. Nice. Everything we do is online, so it's international.
Do you find it harder to translate American English than all of those?
Do you know what the word, I will be honest with this, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but the word that grates on me is niche.
Oh, niche. Yeah,
it's niche. Do you know, there was actually a video about this quite a while ago. It was funny. Americans are the only ones in the world that say niche. It's like, so yeah, everybody else says niche, but it doesn't bother.
I don't know. Niche rhymes with rich. Come on,
I know it does make sense though, right?
Would you rather be? Would you rather
the niches? And I was like,
if you work out your niche, you'll end up being riche. So
riche, I know. Yeah. It kind of makes sense in that way, but yeah, I just find it. Like I said to you before, like the English, the translation, the between American and English words. I love it. I love it so much. I could spend hours doing it.
It's hilarious. Yeah. And I've heard it both ways here in the States, niche and niche. And it's like tomato, and all that good stuff. It's like, as long as I know what it means, I'm good with it. You can say it however you want.
Yeah.
You can say Zed all day, even though it's wrong. You can say it and I'll know what you're saying. It's so funny. I often talk with some folks from Australia and they say Zed as well. And so I understand it immediately, but that's Z for everyone watching that still doesn't know what that means. I know you're not looking it up because you're watching live. And speaking of that, my God, we're at the end already. I've got to put up your website. This is going to be phenomenal. If you guys wouldn't mind, how can people get in touch with you? And by the way, I haven't forgotten, we have 2 gifts to give away, so stay on. What's the best way for folks to get in touch with you? Is this one way, Expert Unleashed?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, expertunleashed.com. You've already spoken about our YouTube channel, which is Expert Unleashed. You can get us on Facebook. So we have a page, Expert Unleashed, and we also have a free group where we give free trainings every week, which is, again, called Expert Unleashed. And then it's got a bit of a tail to the group name, but it will show up. Or you can email us. So hello@expertunleashed.com.
Fantastic. So literally, they could go to expertunleashed.com, scroll to the bottom, and they have every way to connect with you. There's Facebook, there's LinkedIn, there's YouTube, and there's contact at the very bottom. So it's all there. And yep, it's not covered up by the banner. Good. So expertunleashed.com. And oh man, this is going to be fun. Before we announce the prizes here, just a moment, there is one final question I ask of every of my guests that come on. and it's phenomenal. It's powerful. It's profound, and it's even somewhat personal. Now that you guys are going, what the heck is he talking about? This guy's
The nerves are coming. Oh,
Starting to sweat a little bit. I'm like, oh, God.
like, good Lord, it's 4:30 in the morning, Brian, or 3:30. What is it? It's like 3:30. Oh, perfect. So you still got an hour and a half before your 5 o'clock thing. So that's good. Good. So you're okay if we go another hour then, right? Because that'll be a half hour.
Got my vodka. Oh, I'm nearly out, actually.
Uh-oh. Where's the bartender? Where's the bartender? Let me see. Can I pour it over there for you? Yeah, so it's a phenomenal question. Yeah, this is interesting because there's two of you. I'll just let whoever wants to start. And if the other one has a differing opinion, then put that in. Does that sound cool?
Yeah, go for it.
When that question comes up, because it's not coming up right now. No. We gotta let you stew on that a little bit. So we have 2 prize giveaways. I'm glad we have folks watching. The first prize is going to be from Jay and Naomi directly. And I'm going to bring your website up again. And if you wouldn't mind, just explain what it is real quick. And then we'll tell everybody what they have to do to enter. It's really simple. So here we go. Go ahead. Whoever wants to take over.
So, yeah, what we're going to be giving away is a 30-minute intensive goal setting coaching session. So we really dig deep into your business the way it is right now, identify some of the things that are holding you back that might not be obvious, and we'll help you to uncover the next step, at least the next step that you should be taking to move your business forward in whatever way that looks like.
And in terms of actually reaching out to us and entering that, if you send us an email, hello@expertunleashed.com, and just write in the subject title, win, and then submit your entries and we'll pick somebody at random.
Okay, win, W-I-N, correct? Yes. So info, I'm going to type one-handed here and try to do it quick. At expert.
Hello at.
Oh, gosh, I can be trained. Hello. At expert. It's singular, unleashed, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to put this in the comment section so those that come in that way you'll get more people to email you. That's good. Expertunleashed.com. All right, that's out there. Fantastic. Thank you for that. And what was that valued at? A 30-minute intensive coaching call so people understand that this isn't just, I'm going to take up Jay and Naomi's time.
So it's valued at £200, so around $270-ish, something like that.
There you go. Almost $300. So it's well worth it. And so I always like to say this when you guys being entrepreneurs give away such phenomenal value, high value things like this, is be respectful. That when you go to ask for their time, they're giving this time freely of their own will. And be respectful. They are professionals. And so show up yourself as a professional and, see what you can do together. Maybe there's something they could use help with. They're offering you something for nothing, and it's their time. I know it's your time as well. It's the most valuable thing we have on this earth. You can't get it back once you spend it. So I just implore of people to be professional but also at the same time, do it. Email them. It was, and I just lost what I wrote. I already forgot what it was. What did I say? What was the email address?
hello@expertunleashed.com.
There we go.
One more time from the top. hello@expertunleashed.com. Said it wrong then.
It's because you weren't doing the dance properly at that moment.
That's what it is.
hello@expertunleashed.com.
There we go.
The TV ad right there.
We got a whole earthquake going on. This is awesome.
No, sorry.
That's good. That's good. I love it. High energy. All right. And one other giveaway, and then we're going to come back to the big question. You don't want to miss it. But for those that are still here with us live, you now have our express permission, Jay, even Jay will say it's okay, that you can now take out your smartphone and pull out your messaging app and just watch the screen. I'll tell you audibly as well. And where you would actually type in the name of the person you're going to message, instead type in this number. It's 314-665-1767. And again, this is for the 5-night vacation stay at a 5-star luxury resort by the biginsidersecrets.com. And so type that number in where you would put the person's name, and then where you would type the message, where you put emojis, things like that. No emojis, just 2 words separated by a hyphen or a dash. And that's peak, P-E-A-K, dash, vacation. Peak dash vacation. Hit send, and then keep an eye out, because you will get an automated response asking for your email address. And once that is received by our system, again, it's all automated, then you will be officially and formally entered to win, and we will choose a random winner before the night is over. And thank you to the Big Insider Secrets for making that available to us every single show. This is amazing. And it's not, look at this, it's not one of those where you show up and they say, come with me, please, and they lock you into a door and pitch you a timeshare for 5 hours. It doesn't happen that way. And I know that because the owner of the Big Insider Secrets has tested this himself 3 times. And every single time he said he was floored. It was just amazing. You get a vacation stay, not a timeshare stay. All right. Are you 2 ready for this? Are you sure?
I think so.
Let's do it.
So, okay, to put it in perspective a little bit better, make you feel better, there is no such thing as a wrong answer. It doesn't exist. It's the exact opposite that's true. The only correct answer is yours. And it may be yours, Jay, which Naomi may say, yep, that's it for me too. Or it may be yours, Jay, and yours, Naomi. They could be completely different. And they usually are. So are you guys ready?
Yeah.
See, you guys have it made easy because there's 2 of you. You can look at each other and then start elbowing each other to say who goes first. When it's just one person, it's just one person. So before I ask the question, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who commits to go first?
I'll commit to going first.
Ooh.
Don't make it hype it up.
That moment when you get asked to go up on stage. Who wants to go up on stage?
I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. All right. I'm gonna say both your names when I do this. And this is phenomenal. I can't wait to do this. All right. Jay is up first. No pressure. All right, here we go. Jay Staniforth and Naomi Hyett, how do you define success?
Oh, very good. Very good. So I would define success as being able to show up and contribute to the world and make a difference, utilizing your own abilities in the best way that you can, persistently and consistently. That's what I would say. Naomi, over to you. No
Wow.
pressure.
I agree. No.
That's a cop out.
To be honest with you, I do actually agree with what Jay. I keep knocking the table. Sorry, I do agree with what Jay said. And the thing I struggled with with success was that don't let other people's successes bring you down, because everybody sees success in different ways. So you know what your success is. I can't tell anybody what their success is. Only you know, and you'll know that by doing the goal setting, by making sure that you're on the right path. So success really is down to the individual. There's no real definition for it as such, because you could see success with, let's just say, £2,000 a month, and you're happy with that. You've got your clients, you've got a really nice business going for you. It doesn't take much effort. That to you could be success, but to somebody else, 10 million a month could be their success, and they're really, really high achievers, and that's what they want to achieve. But you get there with persistent consistency, and that is literally the secret. Let's say the secret sauce. There's no secret to it. It's consistency. You've got to be consistent in everything that you do. And if you are, if you have problems, and again, our coaching clients will vouch for this, if you've got problems and you're not doing things consistently, that's why. Oh, I'm not getting in leads. Well, you know how to do it. Why are you not doing it? You're not doing it consistently enough, and it falls into lots of different areas of your life. So it's really hard to define what success is. For me, everyone sees success in different ways, but persistent consistency, consistency is the way to get there.
Pure gold on both parties. Good job on that. And again, it's good job. I'm not praising you. You stepped up and you just did it. Way to go, Jay, for stepping up, manning up, as I like to say. And Naomi, you actually brought up some really good points too. That I love the fact that you said don't let other success affect the way you're thinking about your own. Because how many of us compare ourselves to other people? I think everybody on the planet, right? The thing is where you are today, you have achieved success. I don't care where you're at. I don't think, if you can't rub two nickels together, that's an old timer saying, isn't it? If you don't have very much money in your account, you still have achieved a level of success, haven't you? It's very, very subjective, as Naomi was pointing out, that it means different things to different people. And it'll mean something different to both of you, say 6 months to a year from now.
Yeah. That
definition will change drastically. That's what I love about this question. And no two people, or two at a time either ever answer the same. They've never answered it the same exact way. Each of you did have different answers, and neither of those were the same as any of my past guests. Can you believe that? It's that unique. And so with your permission, later on, I will be compiling a book. And I've already got the .com, so don't anybody try to get it. It's howdoyoudefinesuccess.com. And it's going to be a compilation of all my guests and what their definition of success was. If you guys are cool with that, I'll reach back out to you and get your permission. I don't know if you want more exposure or anything like that. I don't know if that's something you guys want.
I'm kidding. Give us a full front page spread.
You'll be on the cover. Yeah.
But yeah,
just the two of you.
This is success.
and just your section will be in color in the book. The rest of them will be black and white. Oh, Jay and Naomi, you've been such a breath of fresh air. And I know it's really early in the morning there. And I know you're dying to get some sleep, even though you still have to get back up real quick for your 5 o'clock. But I just wanted to say, I truly, truly, in all seriousness, I appreciate you both. And this is the epitome. This is everything you need to know about what it takes to become successful. And I'm pointing at both Jay and Naomi as I say that for those of you just listening on the audio podcast. These two get it. Not only do they get it, they help you to get it as well. And my gosh, reach out to them, email them at hello@expertunleashed.com. See, I almost forgot because I didn't dance it. hello@expertunleashed.com, and put in the word win if you want to win a free, this is valued at almost $300 US, 30-minute consultation with them. It's worth far more than that, I'm sure, because it's just going to be the entry point into the rest of your successful life, in my humble opinion. So reach out to Jay and Naomi. You can tell, look at them. I mean, come on. They're cute as a button, as I would say. Both of them. I can say that because I'm an old man and say they're cute. And you guys are a joy. I mean, talking to you before the show, they're the same now as they were then. This is authenticity. And I love these guys for what they're doing for all entrepreneurs at the worst, hardest, most critical stage in their business. That's where so many people decide this is not for me because it's so daggone hard. Well, when you have the help of these two amazing individuals to get you past that hardest hump, wow, what an amazing gift they are giving you. Even though they're charging you money, that is a huge gift to get you past all of that struggle and strife. I've been there. They've been there. That's why they're doing this. So thank you again, Jay and Naomi. Do either or both of you have a parting word for our audience? Maybe a last piece of advice for those budding entrepreneurs just starting out?
If you email us at hello@xmj. No, do you want to say anything?
Well, yeah, do you know, it kind of ties into the question you asked at the end, and also it's the quote up here which we live by, down over here. So if you're persistent, you'll get it, and if you're consistent, you'll keep it. And I say this to all of my coaching clients, all of my other clients that aren't on coaching with me. Persistency, like, it's not easy. Just if you're struggling now, it's because you're moving out of your comfort zone into something bigger. It's supposed to get harder. And then the hard things get easier, but then you're facing harder things. So then you're in a constant state of difficulty, but that just means you're growing. So stay persistent, keep at it. And once you get it, stay consistent. Don't stop once you find one bit of success, because that's when your results slip back and you think, oh, why is it not working anymore? So yeah, be persistent and then be consistent.
Yeah, I love that. And also we've got another quote up there. Up there? Where did that come from? Up there, that says, do not go where the path may lead. Instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail. And this quote was said by Les Brown on his book, The Greatness Within, and it stuck with me. And I loved it. I just thought that is the epitome of entrepreneurship to me. And I just think, everyone's trying to do things in their own life, and you've got to carve that path. You have to create something for yourself. Don't follow everybody else, because again, that's what we stand for. You've got to build your brand, be you, and you've got to find what works for you, so that you can create your own path and create your own sales. And also surround yourself with the right people. It's massively important. If you are if you're surrounding yourself with people that are trying to bring you down, it's time to just cut them loose. And it's sometimes really hard because those people are really close. Sometimes it's family, and you've just got to find those people that will support you no matter what. And obviously, it helps if you've got a mentor, massively.
I feel like you've got the quote there, Brian, or something as well, or the book.
Yeah, you talking about that, Les Brown?
You gotta be hungry.
He was on my show.
Oh, amazing! Wow.
I interviewed him. He was like the pinnacle moment of this show. I've been going for almost 3 years now, and when he came on the show, I got his buttery voice. I just love it, and he's always saying, "You have greatness in you."
Yeah.
And then
like spot on.
You've got to be hungry, and then his laugh. Oh, I love that. He's got this booming, beautiful, buttery, deep voice. And then when he laughs, it's like, I can't do it. It's really high pitched, and it's interesting, but it's infectious, and it's authentic. And so is he. He's literally doing lives almost every day on Facebook to this day. And he's 75 years old now and still going strong. I met him in person about 10 years ago, long before this show, of course. And he was an amazing, just sweetheart even then. Yeah. And that voice, man, I could listen to that all day long. Oh man. Yeah, you have greatness in you. So I like that. I'll share with him that we have a quote hanging on a wall by him from two wonderful young peeps in the UK, and he's just gonna get all smiley. All right. Well, you two have been wonderful. Thank you for the great advice, great tips, great value, great interview, lots of fun, the dancing, the Zed, everything. I loved it all. The vodka. Oh, what? I mean, where else? Come on. Where else can you have all of that in one place?
We sound like Russian spies, like drinking vodka, dancing.
Oh my goodness, yes. We can write a book, the Russian spy approach to successful entrepreneurship.
Russian spy branding. I love it. Let's do that.
There you go. All right, let's wrap it up. On behalf of these amazing, this young duo, Jay Staniforth and Naomi Hyett of Expert Unleashed, I am Brian Kelly, your host of the Mind Body Business Show. And we will be back again with another great, phenomenal guest. I don't know if they'll beat these two, but we'll be back. Until then, man, I can't wait. We'll see you then. So long, and God bless. Take care, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.